Hello and welcome back to Spartan Music Monday.
Been listening since day one.
Day one, number one fan.
Number one fan.
I'm Mikayla.
Today.
Thank God I'm not a Jonas brother.
Yeah.
This is Lexi.
You off my rocker.
Off my rocker.
We're back!
Hello and welcome back to Spartan Music Monday. I'm Mikayla. This is Lexi, and today we have a very special guest, Mr. Mora. Say hello.
Hello.
Okay. So today Mr. Mora picked from the Dave Matthews Band, live at Red Rocks from 8/15/95.
August of 1995.
Yep.
I was 25 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
crazy.
Why did you pick this album today?
Well, I was always a fan of Dave Matthews, the Dave Matthews Band, when they first came. I really started listening to them, let's say probably in 1993, 94. Just a group of my friends, I remember being at a party and some of his early music came out. And I said, wow, this is really good. Who is this? And they said, it's a Dave Matthews Band. It's kind of a new band, up and coming. And then they played this show out in Red Rock in Colorado. And it was like a collection of their, let's say their first 3 or 4 albums that they put together, the first 3 top songs that they came out with, and it was just a collection. It was almost like you can call it a greatest hits album in my mind. I'm kind of he's made several albums since that performance at Red Rock, and it's just I just enjoyed his music. Brings back to my time of being in mid-20s. I just started teaching. I was teaching at a public school, at a Catholic school. And it's just like, it just brings it all back. I remember, buying my first car, my first brand new car, and the first cassette was a Dave Matthews cassette in there. And I've seen him play live at Fenway Park, the old Foxborough Stadium before they built Gillette Stadium. I know you guys don't know what that looks like. Well before you were born. I've seen him played at the old, I guess it's the Xfinity Center now. So I've probably seen him about half a dozen times. My brother actually joined the Dave Matthews Band fan club, and he gets all the notifications on when and where he's touring and everything else. So it's just a kind of a musician and a band that I enjoy watching them play live and then music. In fact, I have Sirius Radio on in my car, and there's a Dave Matthews channel 30, which I tune into quite often.
Wow.
So
it's like a time capsule for you.
Absolutely.
It seems
Yeah, of course.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing about like music. It can just bring you back to a certain time and place.
Yep.
It's like nostalgic.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I've been to several concerts and different genres of music and so forth, and my wife's a big country music fan. And not so much, but it's grown on me, I guess, through the concerts we've been to, the Zach Brown concert and Country Fest over at Gillette Stadium, and they thoroughly enjoy playing together. They've been playing together. It seems like his band's been intact for a long time, give or take a few additions or subtractions, and they just go up there, and every night, I know it must be a grind for them to go on tour, but they seem to thoroughly enjoy playing, and you don't really you hear of musicians having that the travel burnout, and they just get they stop traveling, or they stop making music for a while. But it seems like year in and year out, Dave Matthews Band is always traveling. They're always on tour, and they're turning out new albums probably every 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, because I saw that they were going back on tour when I was like doing my research and stuff, and there's a date, and I think it's
in June.
In June, yeah.
I already know that.
Are you going?
And now I'm going to be in Utah for a conference, but I'm going to miss that one.
Dang.
Have you been to a lot of his shows, or?
I've been to about half a dozen.
Wow.
Yeah, between he's been to Fenway Park back in, I would say, in the early 2000s. He's been to the old Foxborough Stadium. I probably saw him 2 or 3 times at the Xfinity Center, where I think he's going to be in June.
That's exactly.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, the first thing I did was I checked the dates, and I was like, darn it, I'm not going to be in town for it.
That's unfortunate. I hate when that happens.
My friends will be there. There's going to be a crew there, I'm
you'll
sure.
get videos and stuff.
We'll get videos and pictures and everything else.
And you'll be like upset. You'll have like you'll be jealous.
Yeah, my brother will be there, I'm sure, with his entourage as well. So it'll be a good crew, but I won't be part of it, unfortunately.
Oh
Yeah.
So
where do you think like the Dave Matthews Band falls in your like category? Like, would you say he's your favorite, or they're your favorite band or artist?
I would say he's in the top 3.
Okay.
My music, I'm more of a classic rock follower of the genre of music, I guess. Led Zeppelin is a classic. Never saw them in concert. They disbanded before I really started listening to music. Van Halen was always something that I related to in high school, and this kind of we call it the weight room music type of thing. Never saw them in concert either, but I'd love to see them go on tour. And then you can throw in some Eagles, I think, was another band. I know that doesn't fall within the top 3, but I guess we'll go top 5. The only problem with the Eagles is they priced out. Their tickets are very expensive to go to.
Yeah.
It's not cheap to go see them play when they're going on tour. So those are probably my top 4 or 5 bands I think I would, I find myself listening to. In fact, we took a long road trip down to Florida a couple of weeks ago, and I was, me slow to the technology game, finally signed up for Spotify.
Wow,
And
he joined
he's
the
laughing in the
crew.
back over there. He's
Yeah.
and of course, you look at my playlist. I have podcasts of Tom Brady, Let's Go, and and then I have my Eagles playlist. I have my Dave Matthews Band playlist, and I have a Van Halen playlist as well. And so those are basically the band, and of course Led Zeppelin.
What about U2?
U2, I was really probably my best concert I've gone to was a U2 concert as far as that. And you know what? Elton John was another one.
I went to Elton John over the
He
summer.
is a tremendous performer.
Yeah.
And it was an Elton John, God, I'm drawing a blank now, Billy Joel doing pianos concert at the old Foxborough Stadium. And I was always a Billy Joel fan. And I kind of went there for Billy Joel. I walked out of there and said Elton John blew him out of the water. I mean, no offense to Billy Joel, he's a great musician, great performer, been doing it for a long time. But yeah, it was awesome. So I threw some Elton John out there as well. But what's funny is I mentioned all these bands like your Elton John's, the Eagles. If you turn into the Dave Matthews channel, they'll play music that they were inspired by, in their music. And these are some of the songs that I hear on the Dave Matthews channel. Is he'll throw out an Elton John song or an Eagles song as well. And that particular album, Live at Red Rock, I actually went out to Colorado in, let's say, in early summer of '98, right after I got married. And a good friend of mine lived out there, and he, of course, was a Dave Matthews fan. And he was giving me a tour of the places to go in Colorado. And we went out to Red Rock, and we went on a hike, and he took me to the theater where he performed, and I think there was a band setting up there. I didn't know who they were, but they were doing a sound check, and it just sounded awesome. I said, I can only imagine what, being live at that concert would have been like to hear his music. And if you have listened to any of the songs or whatever, you can tell it was a pretty dynamic show.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely dynamic for sure, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there a reason you picked the live version versus studio recorded, or
I always enjoyed live music, and the studio recorded music. I mean, I'm not a musician, and I know Mr. Giles is a musician. He'll probably give more insight to playing in studio as opposed to playing live. I think they tend to play maybe musicians play to the crowd, and they feed off the energy of the crowd. And I feel like that all the concerts I've been to, with Dave Matthews concerts I've been to, they bring the crowd into the show, and they do the sing-alongs and everything else. And I think I just enjoy, you kind of get a rush, that crowd cheering and everything else. It's it's more real, it's more dynamic, it's authentic. I think it's probably the best way to describe it. So I just enjoy live music, being at shows, and
yeah, that
being
makes
at concerts.
sense. I feel like you can feel the energy of the crowd too. In this whole album, it's very lively, I guess. It's just you can hear everybody clapping. Of course, it's just
the energy.
Very yeah, because sometimes it's I feel like concerts, when you hear something live, it sounds so much more different, and the energy just elevates it. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Being at concerts is some of the best experiences I've ever had. Because it's you're in the room, everyone there knows what's going on, and it's just
and
so
it was
much
really
fun.
it was sad that when COVID came, the concerts obviously there weren't any concerts.
Yeah.
It stopped, and you know, you guys were just coming of age during this time and going to concerts, and all of a sudden it came to a screeching halt. All these tours got canceled, and it's good to see it come back, and it feels normal again. My first concert at post-COVID, I guess it was during COVID. I don't know if we have a post-COVID yet. They never declared post-COVID. Was an Aerosmith concert at the Xfinity Center, and they sounded awesome.
That's good.
And Slash opened up from Guns N' Roses, and you know that's another band I'll venture over to sometimes, depending on my mood, if I need some.
My
motivation.
dad loves Guns N' Roses,
Yeah.
so I grew up with that.
What's your favorite song off of that?
My favorite song? Let me think about it, because I don't really know the names of some of them, but I know I don't know.
Sweet Child.
That one's kind of local.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's a common song.
I don't want to say the local song.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it Patience? Patience is pretty
another
good.
One, yep. They came out with that second album, I believe. Shortly after the Appetite for Destruction. Excuse me.
Yeah. I'm a big Guns N' Roses fan in my house, so that was a lot. Yeah. You said you grew up with Guns N' Roses too?
Oh yeah, my dad.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, so we probably same generation.
Yeah.
Did the same type of music. I remember when Guns N' Roses first came out in the early '90s, and there was an NFL prospect. He was supposedly the best offensive lineman to come out of the draft. He was ranked number 1. His picture was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and he pretty much promoted. He was a big follower of Guns N' Roses, and Guns N' Roses was coming of age, and he was kind of linked to. They had some video footage of him working out to Guns N' Roses, so he was kind of connected to their music, and Guns N' Roses adopted him, being that, hey, this guy's going to be a number 1 pick in the NFL. And he turned out he didn't have such a great career in the NFL, but Guns N' Roses took off. I was supposed to see Guns N' Roses in concert. It was them and Metallica.
Wow. In
the summer of '92 at the old Foxborough Stadium, and I think who was it that got sick? Might have been the lead singer from Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose. Was sick, and they canceled the show. No makeup date, so never got to see him. That
is so unfortunate.
Money back. Here you go. Sorry, never came back. So
the two of them together too. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been one for the ages.
I'm mad for you. That happened decades ago.
Yeah, we got over it.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, this album that you gave us. It's definitely not what I usually particularly listen
this is
to.
not like the
I've never heard of Dave
review.
Matthews before you.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Wow, that surprised me. Even in some of the movies, TV shows,
Like
songs,
Adam Sandler movie, Just Go With It. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yep.
He's in that with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I knew him from that.
See, a lot of the movies that came out in the late '90s, early 2000s probably have a lot of Dave Matthews. I mean, that was when he really was in full stride, I guess, full popularity, and everything he's done since has been just gravy on top of what they have accomplished. In fact, I saw an old video footage. I did some, I went on YouTube to see if there's if I could get that concert, if they had any video footage from the concert on YouTube, and they had a video of him probably back in 90 to 91, playing in a garage, and he looked like he was 15 years old, and he was playing Satellite, and it was awesome, like how he didn't get recognized then for what he was doing. Then he was playing the song at Red Rock in front of tens of thousands of people.
Because I was doing my
in front
research,
of a national audience, I should say,
and I realized that they were very popular, in the '90s and stuff. And I was like, why have I never really heard of this before?
I haven't either.
Even when I was listening to the album, none of these songs sound familiar.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll sell out a Gillette Stadium now.
Yeah.
65, 70,000 seat stadium. But I think he'll sell out at Xfinity or come close
for
to
sure.
it. And Fenway doesn't hold that large of an audience, not like a venue like a Gillette Stadium. But I'm sure he still has this very strong following. And if you go to that concert now, you'll probably see people more your parents' age. And I don't know if it's much of a younger crowd. But we were on a stretch there, on a run, watching him play. And he came almost every summer.
Wow.
For a period of time.
That's must have been exhausting.
No, it was fun for sure.
Yeah, no. Concerts are so fun, especially when it's an artist you just love. And it's the passion that's in that room is great.
Yeah.
I know me and Mikayla are going to see Taylor Swift this summer.
There's a big buzz about that.
I know.
Yeah.
So you guys got tickets?
Yeah, we got tickets.
Yeah.
That's awesome. She's at Gillette, right?
Gillette,
yes.
Yeah. When is that?
It's May
May
20-something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay, so you have to give me a full report on that.
I
Yes,
will.
we will.
I think my daughter's going to that.
Really?
as well.
Yeah.
It is exciting.
Yeah, that's good. You enjoy that. I mean, I just fathom. I'm terrible with instruments. I don't play the guitar. I can't sing. I just marvel at musicians in general.
Oh, yeah.
Their ability to perform and get up on stage, and they do it so naturally.
Don't get nervous. Well, they probably do, but you don't see it.
Right.
That cool
Yeah.
and all that
I
stuff.
mean, it is pretty cool, considering, like,
What was the best show you guys went to?
ever, like,
Reputation Stadium Tour,
yeah,
Taylor
I'd say
Swift,
probably,
2018.
like, 1989 Taylor Swift.
Where was that?
Gillette.
Gillette. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do a nice job. That's where I saw you too, and that was for my 40th birthday. That was a great present, and I've always wanted to see him in concert. In fact, a story about U2, my senior year in high school, the Joshua Tree album was released, and they did the Joshua Tree tour, and we got tickets. And what happened was we had a game on a Friday night. The concert was something happened with the schedule, but there was a conflict, or maybe the football schedule came out my senior year, and we had a game on a Saturday. The concert was Friday night, and I said, you know what, I probably shouldn't go to this concert because of a game on Saturday. So I gave the tickets to my girlfriend, and I ended up not going at all, and and I never got to see the Joshua Tree. I never got to see U2
That is
in concert.
heartbroken.
That's so sad.
And then I didn't sell them or anything. I just gave them to him, and she went with her friends, and that was the end of it. So,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You're
painful.
very generous. I
That
probably
is-
wouldn't have done that.
but hey, the next day we won the game, and that was
Yeah.
that was important. That's where my priority was, I guess, back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's funny that
understandable.
I've been coaching for 30 years. I've had a few players come to miss games or practice because they're going to a concert. I'm like, I understand.
You're like, that's
I
a
made
big
no comment.
decision.
You're
Didn't
like, I
give them
get
my
it.
story. Didn't give them. I said, that's your call. So,
Yeah,
it is
that's
what it is.
funny.
I so would have went to that concert, but that's just me.
Yeah,
But I still would have been at that game too, though. I would have
Yeah, I
figured
know.
it out.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Just gotta line everything up and
Yeah.
you'll make it. you
Yeah,
know.
everything's fine. Concerts are too good. I would never miss
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, if you I think my favorite song off that, and it still is my favorite song, and it's just hearing it live is even better. Is Warehouse. It's just it starts off the beginning of the song, it climaxes. It's just it'll get stuck in your head if you listen to it. If it seems like you guys like rock and roll and you like classic rock, so. And it's not hardcore heavy metal.
Yeah.
Some of that I don't mind that, but I'm not. I wouldn't go pay a lot of money to go see them play. But and then some of the guys I coach with, their music. One of them's he got me going to concerts again. I had stopped for a while, not because of COVID or anything, but it just other things get in the way. And he's the one that started the whole cycle again of me going to concerts. And we'll go to local shows, local bands. We'll go to over at Patriot Place. They'll have smaller venues. I like to go see. Sometimes they'll have like a what was it when it's not the real band. What do they call those again? I'm drawing a blank.
Tribute bands.
Tribute bands. Thank you. Jeez. I've seen the Eagles tribute band. I've seen a Beastie Boys tribute band. And in fact, we talked about U2. We were on vacation in North Carolina, and we're staying in Wilmington for a night. And we're sitting outside, and I hear U2 music in the background. And I said, geez, I'd never pegged North Carolina being big U2 fans. So we walked a little bit closer, and the music got louder, and then there was a band on stage. And as I look, I'm like, I think that's them.
Whoa.
And my wife's like, no way. I mean, I'm telling you, like, Bono's, they've had street concerts before, or they've been up on a rooftop just playing at random. And I know Billy Joel's done this as well. Like in a hotel, he'll get on a piano and start playing for the guests or whatever. So I walked closer to the corner, and I went like this to my wife. I go, that's Bono. And she goes, no. So I get closer, and then I went to the guy who was probably a stagehand. I said, is that really you two? And they're like, at first he went, yeah, it's them. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like texting all my friends, and I'm trying to get a video
my
camera
gosh.
out. And he starts laughing. I go, that's not them, is it? And he goes, no, they travel with them. They dress like them. And it was a tribute band.
That's so funny.
They sounded
Oh my gosh.
exactly like them. Because I had already seen them in
Yeah.
concert. And I said, well, I'm staying anyways because this is the best.
Yeah.
So my wife brought the kids back to the hotel, and I said, I'll meet you back there because we're meeting some other families the next day. They were driving down, and we're heading over to the beach house. And I said I'm at a concert. I'm at this concert by myself, just enjoying,
That's
purely
so
enjoying the
funny,
music,
though.
and that was it. And then as soon as they ended, I walked back to the hotel. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
So.
I actually recently just went to, I think this past Saturday, I went to a Beatles tribute band that one of my friends was in, and it was really cool. So it's cool to hear you say that, because, like, it was the first time I've ever seen, like, a tribute band, I guess. And it was, like, really well done. It was down at the Blackstone Valley Music store, which is, like, right downtown. But I thought it was really cool. Like, they did a really good job. So...
We ended up Beatles tribute band. I don't know what the name was. This was probably about maybe 15, 16 years ago. We're driving up to New Hampshire in a snowstorm, and the traffic was impossible. It got us. We got outside of Boston to Quincy, and just in like 2 hours, and it was going to be, getting to New Hampshire. It's going to probably be another 3 or 4 hours. Just wasn't worth it. I mean, we're in the driving snowstorm, so we pulled off into a hotel. A Marriott, where we held a coaches clinic in previous years. And I used to work the clinic, so we checked in, stopped in, we asked if they had any rooms available, and they did. And I told them, we come up here for the coaches clinic every January. And she says, I remember you guys. So they gave us a really good rate of the room, and a lot of guests had canceled, but the Beatles tribute band was already there. They got there before the storm. And we went down for a free show. We had dinner in the hotel. And we got to watch the Beatles tribute band. It was awesome. It was probably a few hundred people in there. It was supposed to be, a capacity crowd, and it was almost like they were playing to. It was like a small, intimate. He'll play for a few minutes, then talk to us, and what do you like to hear? And they tells me about their story and what influenced them. So it was really neat. They played for about 3 or 4 hours. It was awesome.
Wow.
That is so cool.
So what a special treat on the way up to New Hampshire in a snowstorm.
Oh yeah, I bet, like, right after too. You're just like, this is.
Yeah.
I seen a Rush tribute band, which is really good.
I like
Rush?
to do that. I like Rush as well.
Yeah, I forget what they were called, but they were really good. They sounded like the real thing.
Yeah.
Because my dad loves Rush. It's like #1 ever. But oh my god, it was like insane. It's like crazy how like good these tribute band gets.
Yep.
Like these bands.
We got. I've seen Get the Lead Out a few times. They're a Led Zeppelin tribute
Oh,
band.
okay, yeah, I've heard
They're
of them.
pretty popular. They travel all over the country.
Yeah.
But they're in this area quite a bit.
Yeah.
And my next, I saw a Beastie Boys tribute band. I've seen them in concert. You guys heard of the Beastie Boys,
Of course.
right?
Yes.
I almost put them up as the album to speak on, the License to Ill, because that was. But my first concert, we didn't talk about the first concert yet. Can I share with you my first concert?
I think
Yeah,
so.
of
No.
course.
All right, it was a band called Boston. That was the name of the
Oh
band.
yeah.
All right, and they were awesome, and they were popular in the 70s and early 80s, and they came out. They only made 3 albums, I think. I know Mr. Giles would probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I know the 3rd album they came out with. I was in high school, and there was 3 or 4 soundtracks that were just off the charts. They were top 10. So we got tickets to go to the concert, and there was probably 3 carloads. Now, this is 1986, 87, no cell phones, no GPS, no MapQuest. All right, we had a map at a gas station. We had to drive to the Worcester Central, which for you guys is a piece of cake, right? Right down the road, right up the street. So we're driving from Dartmouth, Mass. Right? Which Worcester could have been the other side of the earth.
Yeah.
We didn't get out of Dartmouth too much.
Yeah.
Driving to Fall River driving to Providence was a big road trip. Boston was very special. So driving to Worcester was like, again, we're going to the West Coast or something. So we left super early, got there super early. We finally found it. We got there. And trying to get 3 cars of 16, 17-year-olds was like herding cats. We managed to all get there. We found each other. We got there. And that was my first concert experience. I mean, people were so intoxicated. Like, I couldn't believe how drunk people got at concerts. And, you smelled all kinds of funny things.
Especially in like the 80s.
Yeah. But when they played live, it was all the music I listened to on the radio and on my cassettes. And you guys know what cassettes are, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I don't have to explain that. Yeah.
They're coming back.
Yeah, good. And I was hoping that, just to hear him live again, to hear it live, it was just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a lot of us, so I had to drive because I had just turned 17.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, they didn't have junior operating license issues, but what they did have was you cannot operate a vehicle after 1 a.m. So unbeknownst to us, we took a wrong turn, and I saw a sign that said, "Welcome to New Hampshire." So we turned around and made our way, and then we got pulled over. I mean, we're a car full of teenagers at 2, 3 in the morning, and I did call my parents to say we're leaving the concert, on a payphone. We called collect, and then we got pulled over. He says, you're not supposed to be driving right now, and I just started crying. I said, I got to get home. I live in Dartmouth, Mass. I'm lost. I don't know where I am. So he did give us a map. He highlighted it. He got us home safely. He was a very nice state trooper, and we got home safely, and we had the time of our lives. So.
Oh, that was so nice of him.
So nice of him.
I thought this was going like.
I got panicked. I didn't know what to do. But it's a learning experience for everyone.
Yeah, some people just won't respect the fact of a panicked teenager. They just think teenagers are always just off their rocker, but that's a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good time. But.
Yeah, something you're gonna remember forever, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, the band, I don't think that was the last album they came out with. They had full-time jobs, and they were musicians on the side, and they recorded an album, they went on tour, and they recorded a second and a third album, and they got really popular. Yeah,
I did not know that.
A lot of them lived in New Hampshire or in the North Shore and Boston area. Unfortunately, I think the lead singer passed away a few years back, but that was a fun time.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds exciting.
So.
Are we still staying within the time frame here?
Yes, 30 minutes.
We got 30 minutes.
Yep. So, what do we want to do, Mikayla?
I don't know.
Do we want to rate it?
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first? You know what we do?
No,
okay.
Fill me in.
So we have Spartan stars. We have 10. So we're gonna rate it out of 10 Spartan stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
10's the highest. I'm assuming. This is a 10.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Wow, we don't get a lot of 10s on here.
Yeah, no.
Am I rating my performance or the song or the album? Wait, I'm confused. I'm sorry.
The album.
The album. Oh, that's definitely That's definitely a 10. I'm getting excited.
But you can rate your performance too.
I don't need to do
your
that.
Performance
I'll leave that
is a 10.
out for the public. I'm sure I'll be getting a few emails and whatnot. Yeah.
He'll go on Twitter.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the 5-second clip that he uploads, and he's like, "Watch the new episode."
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then my friends will get a hold of it, and they'll just be. So I'll let them rate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I give your performance a 10.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
do too. I think you did great.
It was really good. I loved hearing the stories. I loved it.
Yeah.
I know we didn't
It
talk
was very
too much about
interesting.
the band itself. And
Yeah. But I enjoyed this.
some people can do a deep dive into every song.
Oh
and the
yeah,
meaning
that's
of it.
usually what we do. But this is kind of like refreshing. Like it's a bit of a change.
It's
I
a nice
guess.
conversation.
Yeah.
Good.
I liked it.
I didn't mind listening to it. I thought it was fine. I mean, it's not really my taste of music, but
Did you?
I
How
didn't
many
mind
songs?
it.
Which songs did you listen to? Do you remember offhand, or did you just kind of?
I just kind of like I kind of just skimmed through there.
So do
but-
yourself. Warehouse is a good one.
Mhm.
Lying Our Graves is another one I enjoy. I know it's kind of morbid, but Under the Table is good. I know I'm missing a few. Can you pull up the list again?
Yes, I can.
I left my phone in the office.
There you go.
Put the glasses on here. Yeah, I already mentioned one. Trippin' Billies was another good one. Two Step is a very popular song. So yeah, you can pick any one of these. Love or Lay Down is another one. Decent, typical situation. I can't believe All Alone in the Watchtower was a Jimi Hendrix song. And it was a remake for him
Really?
as well. And
That's interesting.
he's also gone on and made several other great songs, but that's the root of it. And that takes me back to a time where, we were just starting out our careers and just got married and starting a family and, thinking that we're going to be working forever. And now, as we say in the golf world, we're playing the back nine of my career. And, I can't believe it's, I wasn't even 5 years into my career yet. And, we probably got 5 or 6 more to go. So it's good. It was a good time.
All right, we'll have to give those a listen. Well, I listened to some of those. I remember specifically listening to Satellite. I remember that one specifically because I remember hearing that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of them, because it's like one of those things where when I listen to things for the first time, that it just all mixes together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what's what, but I remember Satellite because I remember him saying it, the word.
Yeah, I don't know anything by like the titles, but I did like some of those. There was some good ones in there.
I appreciate the artistry for sure, though, because
Yeah.
it's really good.
So he, I mean, I've met people at concerts, at Dave Matthews concerts, that follow him and go to, I don't know where they get their money from, or they don't have to work, or
Yeah.
whatever. But they basically follow him, and for a summer they'll go to every town, every show that he plays in.
Yeah.
They're gonna go and enjoy it. So,
I see that too with artists nowadays. And I'm just
Yeah.
like Harry Styles, people will follow
Harry
him
Styles
everywhere.
especially. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I see so many people
And his
talking
tickets are
about,
so
like,
expensive.
how they just follow him around and like
I'm like, how are you
it's
doing
so
that?
expensive.
either they're driving up a credit card, or they have some independent wealth or
Yeah.
disposable income, or
Old
whatever.
money or something.
Old money,
I don't,
sure.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's going
Not
on.
me.
I mean,
Yeah, not me either.
No.
I get one show a summer. I usually go to concerts in the summertime. For
Yeah,
some reason.
because that's
Yeah.
when people usually come around. Because it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, because especially if you're doing an outdoor venue, it's
Plus
just
it's
easier
like
that way.
warm.
Especially
so you
in
don't
New
have to
England.
like wear like, thick clothes.
Yeah,
You can just like dress comfortably and then
because
like,
you can
go.
never trust this weather around here either. So
No.
that's why they
Yeah.
probably just choose
I think
summer.
in the fall, there's a lot of shows that I miss because of football season. You know, my wife will go and her friends, and but yeah, it's looking forward to probably getting to a few more shows as hopefully the calendar will open up a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. It should. I mean, everything's cooling off with the school year.
Yeah.
For me, at least. I don't know. I'm a
Yeah.
senior,
Yeah.
so.
Oh yes, we know.
Bye bye Lexi.
Bye-bye, Lexi.
I'm gonna be so sad when you leave.
No, don't even worry about
Yeah.
it yet. It's March.
Yeah, no. Lexi's never leaving.
Now once you get through
Ever.
March and April break, and then it's downhill.
Then it's the last month.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah.
Final stretch.
So.
This was awesome. Thanks for having
Oh,
me.
of course.
Yeah, thanks
Appreciate
for coming
it.
on.
Thank you for
Yeah,
coming
and
on.
to be honest with you, I was all about you too, right up until
I
you
know
sent me
you
that
said
email.
in my email, and then
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna pivot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe because I might have heard some Dave in the car on the
Yeah.
Dave Matthews
Yeah, that's
channel.
okay. I
Yeah.
mean,
And there's a
it was
YouTube
your pick.
channel as well.
Wow. Yeah, they have channels for
I
everything
tend to
these
listen
days.
to Dave more than you two.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to rate it?
Probably like a 7.
I agree.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything like stand out to me.
Yeah, but I appreciate the artistry for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very talented.
Yes.
And his band, his following, like I said, they stayed together for a long time. I mean, I don't know too many of the other musicians that he started. I don't know if it's the original band. Maybe some people out there will know more about it. But he's always got a great cast. I think that's important too. You need a good supporting cast of musicians to
Yeah.
enhance your music. And like I said, they play to the crowd. The crowd's always into it, and they feed off that. And it's always a good time, fun show. So if you can get over there in June, you won't be
Yeah.
disappointed. That's for sure. You'll have a good time.
All right.
You'll
Alrighty.
have a good time. You might see some characters in the crowd, but
Oh my god, I went to a Kiss concert. There's nothing that's gonna beat that.
you went to a Kiss concert? Wow.
In Mansfield. That was
Wow.
really crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
People were insane in that crowd. I was like, oh.
Did they paint the faces?
Yep.
All right, because for a while there they stopped painting the faces.
They were
and
painting
came
the
back.
faces. They were the real fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I didn't paint my face though, because I wouldn't have
No.
enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
No.
No, it's like Kiss, but not that much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, girls, thanks for having me. That was
Thank
awesome.
you
I had a
for
good time.
being on.
I do
It's
this all. I
incredible.
can do
So
this all
much.
day.
We appreciate having you here, so. you
Yeah,
know,
very
Yeah.
good.
It was great.
Great. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you too.
Thank you.
Whatever.
I'm going to need it.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
We'll
Thanks
see
for
you
watching.
next week. Bye.